My beloved child, there is a bridge between heaven and earth, and it's built through prayer. Not the kind of prayer that rushes through words, but the one that rises quietly from a trembling heart. When you whisper even a single "thank you," heaven listens. When you sigh in pain, the angels carry your breath upward as a sacred message. Prayer is not about perfect words, it's about presence. Every time you pause and look toward the sky, you are walking on that invisible bridge. God says, "My child, I hear you even in your silence. Your tears speak a language only I understand." Tonight, as you rest your soul, don't try to find the right prayer. Just open your heart. Let me meet you there, in the space between your words and mine. My beloved child, sometimes the most powerful prayers are the ones you never speak aloud. When your heart aches and no words can form, heaven still hears. For I listen not to the tongue, but to the truth that lives within your soul. In those quiet moments when you feel forgotten or unseen, know this: I am nearer than your breath. I am in the pause between your thoughts, in the warmth behind every tear. Prayer doesn't always move mountains outside you. Sometimes it moves the walls within you. It opens a hidden door, where my peace enters softly, like morning light through an open window. God says, "My child, you don't have to shout to reach me. Your heartbeat already carries your message to my throne." So tonight, rest knowing this. Even silence can be a sacred prayer, and I am always listening. My beloved child, when you pray, your words travel farther than you think. Each whisper of faith becomes light in the unseen world, carrying power that shifts what human eyes cannot see. Prayer is not begging me to act. It is agreeing with what I have already promised. It is when your heart says, "Yes, Lord, I believe," even when your mind is surrounded by doubt. Every time you speak hope in the face of fear, you are speaking heaven's language. You are building bridges between my will and your world. Do not underestimate your prayers. They are not small or forgotten. They echo in eternity, and I shape them into miracles in their perfect time. God says, "My child, speak not from fear, but from faith." For faith is the language that heaven understands. So today, let your words align with trust. Let your spirit say, "God is working, even now." And watch as your world begins to change. My beloved child, sometimes you pray and the heavens seem silent. You wonder if I hear you, if your words have vanished into the air. But I tell you, silence does not mean absence. When heaven waits, it is not denial. It is preparation. I am aligning hearts, moments, and divine timings so that when the answer comes, it will last. Every delay you feel is a sacred pause, a moment for your faith to grow deeper roots. Do not rush the rhythm of heaven. Miracles mature in stillness, just as seeds rest in darkness before breaking into light. Your prayers are growing beneath the surface, unseen. God says, "Trust my timing, not your clock." For what I am building in you during the waiting is far greater than what you asked for. So rest, my child. Keep your heart open and your spirit steady. When the right moment arrives, you will see that I was never late. My beloved child, when you pray, you don't just speak into the air. You move heaven and shake darkness. But understand this: every time light moves, darkness resists. There are unseen battles between what you're asking for and what the enemy wants to delay. Your unanswered prayers aren't forgotten. They're often fought for. When you feel weary and think, "Maybe God didn't hear me," I am whispering, "Keep standing." Your words echo through realms you cannot see. Angels are moving, breaking chains, opening ways. Do not let discouragement be your silence. Every amen you speak is a sword of light in my hand. Even when you can't feel it, the battle is shifting. God says, hold your faith steady. Because the moment you choose to believe again, you strengthen the victory I am already writing in your name. So lift your head, my child. Your prayers are not lost. They're working behind the veil. Heaven fights for you, even in your quietest moments. My beloved child, many believe prayer is only speaking, but prayer is also listening. Heaven speaks in ways deeper than words, in peace that settles your heart, in doors that close to guide your steps elsewhere, in timing that seems delayed but is divine. Sometimes my answer comes through stillness, not because I am silent, but because I am teaching your spirit to discern my voice amidst the world's noise. God says, when you feel peace after you pray, that is my yes. When you feel unease, that is my gentle wait. And when nothing moves, it's because I am moving in you first. The language of heaven is trust. Trust that I hear you. Trust that I'm preparing better than you asked for. So listen beyond the words. I speak through signs, through timing, through the stirring in your soul. My response is written in every breath of peace you feel after surrender. My beloved child, there are moments when you pray and hear nothing. No sign, no word, no shift, only stillness. And in that silence you begin to wonder, has heaven forgotten me? But I tell you this, silence does not mean absence. It is the sacred pause where I'm preparing what your heart is not yet ready to hold. Just as the seed lies hidden before it blooms, your answers are forming in the quiet places of faith. God says, when you cannot hear me, trust that I am closest. When you see no movement, know that I am arranging everything behind the veil. The waiting season is not wasted. It refines your patience, strengthens your spirit, and deepens your dependence on me. So rest, my child. Let the silence build your strength, not your doubt. The dawn always follows the night, and when it comes, you'll see that I was speaking through every still moment. My beloved child, there are prayers that open doors instantly, and there are prayers that test your endurance. The second kind are not unanswered, they are unfolding. God says, when you keep knocking, you are not reminding me. You are reminding yourself that faith is stronger than delay. Every time you pray again, the heavens echo your persistence. Each whisper, each tear, each moment you choose to believe. It builds a bridge from your heart to mine. Do not stop knocking just because the door seems quiet. For behind that silence, I am aligning angels, time, and purpose. Some doors need your consistent faith to fully open. And when they do, you'll realize every not yet was part of your preparation. My child, persistence is not pressure. It is partnership. You pray, and I move. You trust, and I complete. Keep praying, and soon you will see. The door you've been knocking on will open wide with divine favor. My beloved child, sometimes my answers don't come as thunder from the sky. They arrive quietly, through people. God says, when I want to bless you, I often send someone to speak a word, to lend a hand, or to stand beside you when no one else does. That person is not random. They are a messenger of grace. And sometimes you are that messenger for another soul. When a stranger shows kindness, when a friend calls at the perfect moment, when someone says, I was thinking of you, that's not coincidence. That's me, moving through human hearts to remind you that heaven still listens. So don't overlook small gestures, my child. Every act of love, every word of comfort, is a ripple from my heart flowing into yours. And when you help another, know that you are part of a sacred exchange, heaven using you to heal what prayer alone cannot reach. Keep your heart open, for my grace travels through people. Through them, I remind you, you are never forgotten, never alone. My beloved child, there comes a moment when holding on becomes heavier than letting go. You've tried, you've prayed, you've worried. But peace is found not in control, but in surrender. God says, when you release what burdens you, you make space for me to work. You see, surrender is not giving up. It's handing over. It's saying, God, I trust you more than I trust my fear. When you stop forcing outcomes, heaven begins to move. Doors open without pushing. People arrive without chasing. Answers appear in silence, not struggle. Surrender is strength in its purest form. It's faith saying, even if I can't see it, I know you're guiding me. So breathe, my child. Lay down what you cannot carry. Let me take it from here. Because when you release your grip, you'll realize I was never asking you to do it alone. You've been carried by my hands all along. My beloved child, there are moments when you feel your prayers echo in silence, as though heaven stands still. But know this, silence is not absence. It is preparation. When I seem quiet, I am aligning the unseen pieces of your miracle. Every whispered prayer, even the ones you've forgotten, is recorded in my heart. None are wasted. Some answers come softly, like a sunrise. Others arrive like thunder, shaking the very walls of your life. But each comes in perfect time. I am teaching you to trust not only in my power, but in my process. The waiting is not punishment. It is where your faith grows roots. So do not stop praying, even when the answers seem far away. For the bridge between heaven and earth is built one faithful prayer at a time. My beloved child, prayer is not a transaction. It's a transformation. When you come before me with open hands, you allow me to shape your heart into something greater than your desires. Every amen you speak is like a seed planted in sacred soil. Some bloom quickly, others rest in the dark for a season, gathering strength before breaking through. You may not see it yet, but your faith is growing roots deep beneath the surface. Even when you don't feel my presence, I am near, closer than the air you breathe. I am listening, even to the prayers you cannot put into words. So keep speaking, keep believing, and keep trusting. Because prayer doesn't just change things, it changes you. My beloved child, sometimes your prayers are answered not with what you want, but with what you need. When I close one door, it is not rejection, it's redirection. I am guiding you away from what could harm your soul and leading you toward what will heal it. Do not lose heart when silence meets your prayer. Silence is not my absence. It is my invitation to trust deeper. The stillness you fear is where I am working most powerfully. Each prayer, spoken or silent, builds a bridge between heaven and your heart. And every time you choose faith over fear, that bridge grows stronger, radiant with divine light. Hold on to hope, my child. You are never praying into emptiness. You are praying into eternity. My beloved child, every prayer you have ever whispered has reached me. Not one word has fallen unheard, not one tear unseen. When you pray, heaven leans closer. The distance between your heart and mind disappears, and in that sacred stillness, I pour peace into your spirit. Remember, prayer is not a transaction, it's a relationship. It's not about perfect words, but about your open heart. Even your sighs are understood in heaven's language. Keep praying, even when you feel nothing. Keep believing, even when you see no change. Because faith isn't built in answers, it's built in the waiting. Now breathe and rest in my presence. You are connected to me through every prayer, every heartbeat, every moment of trust. My beloved child, share this message so others may find my peace too. Like, comment, and subscribe to Silent Faith Studio, where hearts rise closer to heaven, one prayer at a time.